Hi, this is EC. This video was supposed to be a follow-up of the first one, but I decided to digress a bit because I felt this is so much important at the moment that I need to get this information out for the youths, for those that are interested to actually help themselves to make, to maybe go further for an education, and not just for those that plan to go for education, but for the entire system of my country. The education system has to be taken way more serious than it is now. I remember when growing up, we used to sing, "We are the future for tomorrow, parents pay our school fees," something like that, those lines. I don't know how many people sang that song, but we sang, "We are the future for tomorrow." Are we now the future? How many of us are doing well in our various diverse fields? How many of us can say that we are fulfilled? Some of us, most of us are still struggling, trying to, some of us have gone back to school to study more, to get more degree. To what end? That is not even the issue. The issue now is, almost daily I'm asked, "Do you speak English in your country?" And I'm like, "Yes, we do." Actually, that's the language I've spoken since I was, young. Like, really? I thought you were from this country where they speak French. You can't blame them. They don't know about your system. You have to enlighten them. And I tell them, "Oh, really? In Africa, we have different countries. Some countries speak French as their basic language, and they don't incorporate English. But somehow, some of them get to learn English. And why some, like in my country, we speak English? So, you shouldn't be surprised." And they're like, "Oh, really?" So I tell them about this. But now here is what makes me really infuriated. Now, in the process of applying to study in these schools, you have to write series of exams, and one of them is the IELTS. At first, I was like, okay. I asked this question, why do I have to sit for this exam? I have, I've done English in my school. I've written the West African exam that qualifies that, I speak English in Africa for the African companies that speak English. So I'm I'm actually qualified to, to apply for an admission without writing this exam. And they're like, "No, you have to write this exam. It's either you write the IELTS or you write the TOEFL." And I'm like, okay. So I sat for this exam. I made the required points and then got into school. But you won't just believe it. Even with this results, I'm made to take academic writing, which is to prove that I'm proficient in English. So now this exam is mostly for schools in the US and in Canada. And I'm wondering, if the British people colonized Nigeria and some other countries, so I think they must have taught us how to speak, they must have taught us how to write and interpret. And if they did, why would they still test us in international proficiency of speaking English? So it's either they failed in their duty while they were colonizing us, or somehow we did not learn the language properly. So that's why we still have to take the exam and pay huge sum of money. For even those that can't even afford it, we struggle to pay, all because we want a better life. We want to live, we want to help our families, we want to be able to be happy, to feel that we are able to contribute to the society. But is this exam, is it really necessary? Should the Nigerian government look into this and see why it should stay or why it should not stay? Shouldn't it be scrapped out? So I have all these certificates that I was taught in English, but they are not recognized outside. This is my result from nursery school. This is from primary. This one is for the common entrance, and then you have the junior school living certificate before you can go into the and then you have this WAEC, and then you have your statement of result from your university, and this is it. And after that, you do your community service for 1 year. all in English. We interact in English to the point we even wear the English wear. For the guys, we wear the tie, to look good. If in fact, you can't go to work without dressing in the professional way. So why this test for English before you can leave the country to study in another country, especially in the US and the UK? Because I don't know about other countries and Canada actually. So the UK shouldn't even be testing us for that. If Canada and US are testing us, then the UK shouldn't be. But whose fault is it? Is it the UK's fault or is it our government? Why are we spending so much to write this exam? This is my result, but it's not valid. I still have to take academic writing. So for those of you that want to or still intend to travel, to study, to have a better degree, to improve yourself in whatever field you are, you have to know this. You have to have this information at the back of your mind. First of all, you have to know what exams you need to sit for, depending on what program or what field you already are in. For those in science, you need to sit for the IELTS, you need the TOEFL, IELTS or the TOEFL, and then you sit for the GRE. For those that are in engineering, it's the GMAT. Now, there are different steps to go about this. You have to have this information. What exam should I write? What school do I intend to go to? What country is this school in? Why is that country? Why is it your choice? And after that, you sit for your exam. You make the necessary preparation, but you have to empower yourself with information. Now, getting the admission may not be a problem. It's getting the visa. For some people, they prefer to use agents to do all these things themselves, but I encourage people to do this yourself because you have the information. Even if you get an agent, still try to get the information yourself. It helps you know what document to prepare down to be able to have access to these schools. I don't know if this IELTS will ever be eradicated, but if it's something that can be taken away to help the youth, then I think it should. If it's not, then they should explain to us why it is important that we need to write it. Even after spending years speaking English. So if English is not part of our language, if it is not important, I think the system should declare us as a non-speaking English country so that when we are applying, like the other people, like the Mongolians, the Vietnams, and other people that can't speak, will be considered as non-speaking English country and then allowed freely into this country and be able to take the 6 months program for English program and then write the exam and get into school. I don't know if that is going to happen in our country, but we need to put our voice out there. That is why I'm doing this video. I'm lending my voice to discuss education should be put as #1 in the country. Our children need to have the best. We, the youth, need to have the best. We need to be considered employable and not tagging us as unemployable because we are employable. I'm going to make a second a follow-up video for this, for those that will want easy steps on how to apply for school abroad, on how to get access to these schools, what to do, what are the right things to do, and even after you are here, what are you going to do? So look out for my next video, but I'm not happy with the system. Thank you.